Okay. Let's go ahead and start. Wow. 6 likes. Whoa. What is up today? Awesome, guys. 6 likes right before we even started the live stream. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hey, what's up, everyone? What's up? Hello. Oh, my woman is here as well. Hello. My lovely woman. Hello, guys. Wow, everyone's very, wow, there's a lot of attention going on in my live stream tonight. Hey, Dion, you like the music tonight? Awesome, I'm glad that you like it. 8 likes? Wow! Awesome. Okay. So, we have a lot of things to go over. Alright, a lot of things. Alright, so I want to first start off with the fact that we've had such a great market reaction from FOMC and from earnings, especially Amazon and Apple. Alright, Amazon and Apple were completely amazing with their earnings results, and they provided some great numbers, which is absolutely amazing, and they continue to beat expectations on revenue and earnings. So, who knows? Apple and Amazon may just be a recession stock. I'm completely joking there, but with really good earnings, especially from Apple, SPY is definitely going to open up with a little gap up. Okay, at least 2 to 3 points up higher. If you take a look at SPY futures, right? We gapped up. Oh wow, we gapped up around 30 points, I think, and it seems like we're starting to kind of fill in that gap that we made overnight. So we'll see if we come back down and kind of open up near the closing price of today, which was on SPY 406.07, and that would make sense because 406 is the first. Excuse me, not 406, 405. Is the level where we saw that immense amount of selling coming back in early June. Okay, early June when we got that really bad CPI number and the markets reacted horribly. If you guys want a specific number, 45.20 is the specific level that you guys should be watching out for tomorrow, especially if we do pull back a little bit. Now, it's a Friday, so I'll be cautious, and we just broke out of this macro descending channel on SPY. If I zoom out on the weekly time frame, you guys can clearly see that we have broken out with good price action, but we are not seeing that volume back to breakout. So I will be still careful for next week. However, we're seeing a reversal, right? I have to admit here that I was wrong, and there was no downtrend to happen here because, well, we have completely taken out the shorts that we saw back here in this area after this big downtrend to the downside, and then we're starting to take out the sellers and the shorters over here, right? So with the amount of buying that came in today and yesterday, it kind of gives us a good sense of buyers getting a little more confidence, especially after what the Federal Reserve said and what they've did with the interest rates, right? They had a consecutive 75 basis point interest rate hike, and I believe that was the 4th interest rate hike for this year. And we already know that they've said that they're going to front load interest rates. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have a little bit more interest rate hikes than expected from analysts, right? I believe people are saying like, I think that the lowest number was like 6 to 7 interest rate hikes. I think they're going to do 8, at least 8 or 9, right? And really, the Federal Reserve is trying their best to keep inflation down and to not have any more spikes each month, right? Month-to-month data that comes out for inflation. So I believe we have PCE data as well. I think did that come out today? think that came out today. No, that comes out tomorrow morning. Oops. Yeah, tomorrow morning. So we have PCE. That's going to be important. And for the people who are in the CFS Streaming Watch, make sure you guys read the market summary. All right. I made sure that you guys understood what PCE was in a general layman's term. And I told you guys what was significant about it and what we should be expecting. Okay. So PCE and core PCE, read why it's important. Reread it again so that you guys don't forget why it's important. Because if PCE numbers, they're bad, okay? Well, you guys should know. And that could take us down back to 400 tomorrow, okay, if that happens. So watch out for that. I mean, moving back down to 400 is going to be a big move. That's going to be more than a percentage move, and that's huge usually in the overall markets. But other than that, that's kind of the only risks that we have tomorrow. All the economic data that's going to come out, the PCE, and other kind of sub-important numbers like disposable income, consumer spending. Right, that's gonna be a little bit more important than disposable income, and nominal personal income and nominal consumer spending as well. Okay, so like I said, if consumers, right, stop spending and tapping into their savings accounts, that's gonna be the problem where we see that little cracks appearing on this supposedly very, very strong economy. Like, I agree, we're seeing a very good labor market and fairly good economy, right? But there is a dark cloud hanging over us that's ready to pour down a storm of rain and thunder and lightning. Right? That's where I would. That's how I would basically describe what we're seeing right now. Okay, so if you guys are wanting to prepare yourselves for a potential movement lower in the markets, just get ready for next week. Okay, and so that's kind of my my quick review on what I expect for tomorrow. But for next week, okay, I want you guys to look at this trend line. Right, so we have this ascending resistance trend line that I think Command Spark, you said, what time would that be released? 8:30. Everything's at 8:30. Right. So they're throwing a bunch of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 economic data values at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right. So that's 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'll most likely be just waking up or still sleeping. But but yeah. All 9 economic data will be coming out right before market open, an hour before. So if they're all set negative, okay, that's gonna be bad. All right, if the sentiment on all the data that comes out is negative, then the market will have a negative reaction, and it's not gonna care whether or not Amazon or Apple did well on earnings. Okay, so that's another reason why I just took that SPY hedge. If you guys want to see it for Discord, and it was originally a SPY scalp, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna have a hedge for that, right? So hopefully the hedge doesn't work out, but we'll see. Okay, yeah. So make sure you guys are taking a look at this ascending resistance trend line and this ascending support trend line that could potentially be a rising wedge. So this might just be the first pivot point for this ascending support trend line, which could be a bigger part of a ascending wedge, right? Rising wedge. So just be careful. All right. This pattern, it's not official yet, okay? Because we just broke out to the upside. All right. I'm just saying, look at your risks, right? You always have to be assessing your risks. Okay, so watch out for that 405.20 level tomorrow. If you break below that, then we're flushing right back down to 401 to 400. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, perfect. Guys, are you guys able to hear my voice? Hopefully. Okay, I'm pretty sure you guys should be able to hear my voice. I'll just lower the music down just in case. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's it for SPY. What else do I want to go for? So major earnings are done. There's been a lot of news coming up from the White House. There's a bunch of bills that just passed. The Chips Plus bill, right, or the Chips Act. There's also what is it? Oh yeah, the inflation bill. That's right, the inflation bill that Biden is trying to push to pass. There's a bunch that he's trying to change or I think increase spending on. I believe. Yeah, there's a lot of budget changes that's going on. So you guys can read that if you guys want. But yeah, I mean it's a lot of stimulus basically for the economy. So maybe that's the reason why the White House is trying to say that we're not in a recession, because there's so many upcoming new bills that the White House is trying to pass. So who knows? We'll see. Although the positive thing that I saw for the inflation bill is this. Let's see, the energy bill. Let's see. Yeah, the energy security and climate change. So personally, for me, I don't care what political stance you guys have for climate change, but I just want energy stability. And you know what guarantees energy stability? Clean energy, right? Solar power, wind power, and nuclear power. Even though nuclear power is not really clean energy, okay? There's always that radioactive waste that I don't like, but it provides energy stability. And if you guys don't know, solar power can literally power the entire world. You know how much solar energy hits us every single minute by the sun? From the half of the world that's not lit up by the sun, and the other half of the world that's not lit up by the sun, right? So it's absolutely amazing. If you guys want to do research on that, do it. It's incredible. So if we can't even get a small fraction of that, we can power the entire world, right? So obviously that's not going to happen. People are more interested in profits. So energy stability and energy security, especially, is going to create what people will call a utopia of sorts, and where we don't have to worry about energy, right, and where it comes from. Because the sun is not going to go anywhere. The sun will not explode into a supernova for at least a couple billions of years. All right, and that's really short in universal time language. But yes, I think the solar sector and all the clean energy sectors are going to be doing incredibly well in the next few years. And that's one of the sectors I talk about in my new upcoming guide / book, What to Invest in 2022. So if you guys didn't get that book and if you haven't pre-ordered it yet, please make sure you guys pre-order it if you guys have been interested in it, and if you guys forgot about it, because the book is going to come out very, very soon. Okay, I may change the date to the first week of August, but I'll let you guys know. Okay. So I've been constantly editing it as well, so to kind of reflect current data and news, so you guys are prepared after you guys get the PDF version. And I'm constantly working on to see if I can get a hardcover version of the book and guide, but I've been having trouble with that for the past couple of months. So if that doesn't come into fruition, then I'll just have to stick with the PDF version. But yeah, if you guys haven't pre-ordered yet, make sure you guys do that now. So I think that kind of summarizes what I want to tell you guys today. The market continues to move up higher. The market can continue up, guys. If you guys have been wondering why, the data, the GDP data that came out today officially officiated the fact that we are in a recession, right? And if you guys are wondering why the market hasn't gone down, well, if you take a look in the past, in history, all right, the stock market has gone up for months on end when the economy was reeling back from a hard recession and reset. So, that kind of tells you what the market does on a daily basis. And I've been saying this for the past, for a couple of years now, for anyone that has asked me about price action in the stock market. The stock market reacts and acts on the future perception on what the overall economy is going to do. right? So that should make sense. Does that make sense, guys? Right? And that's the reason why we're seeing price action like this today and yesterday. They're pricing in what's going to happen in the future, right? In the future perspective and perception. So, whenever you're looking at individual stocks, for example, like Amazon, right? Or even Apple. Let's look at Apple. That's a great example, right? Apple has been going up for weeks on end here, right? While the entire stock market has been continuously moving lower or just simply consolidating and being very volatile, right? But Apple has been moving higher and higher. So if you guys remember, I did Apple analysis, I think on last week's live stream, or maybe no. I think it was this week. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. Whatever day it was, I did say that this entire price action could be pricing in today's earnings results. And today's earnings results has officially confirmed what I was thinking, right? Because this price action that we've been seeing, where Apple has been so strong, relatively strong. This was a RSS for the past couple of weeks compared to the overall stock market, and the price was basically acting on the perception that Apple is going to do well for this second quarter, right? And so, I think is it second quarter? I think it's third quarter. I think this was the third quarter. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, my apologies. But for Apple here, right, this is a great example, right? So if you guys ever forget, go back to Apple on this area here, back in June to July. Okay, this literally tells you, and it tells you with evidence, that the stock market tends to move on future perception and what the stock market is going to expect for that specific company. Did that make sense, everyone? Now you guys can get down and dirty with the theory of everything and the price action, but like I said, I don't do that. I don't want to complicate my thinking. All right, so the stock market is already hard and challenging as it is. So why would I want to do that? Right? So I have a lot of stuff to worry about in the stock market, so I don't want to complicate things further. All right, so that kind of completes what I want to talk to you guys about the stock market and earnings and what I expect for the future. So if you guys have any questions or chart requests, now's the time. Now's the time. I'll be waiting as I eat some fake chicken nuggets. Guys, if you guys haven't tried these chicken nuggets from Target, these are fake chicken nuggets. They don't have chicken in it. And it's actually really good. It tastes exactly like chicken. It's absolutely amazing what these companies are doing. I'm going to invest in Impossible Meat once they IPO by next year, because I think they're supposed to IPO by next year. I tend to I like Beyond Meat as well, but man, Impossible Meat, woo, way better than Beyond somehow. Oh, we got our first two chart requests here. Excuse my eating, guys. I didn't eat dinner yet, so my apologies. Dion, you said I had this Impossible Burger sample at Costco and it almost made me throw up. What? No way. Have you tried the Impossible Whopper at Burger King? Bro, oh my god. That was heaven. It didn't even taste like fake meat. It really didn't. If you didn't yet, try the Impossible Sausages, man. Oh, that is good. That's really good. I had some last week. I still have a packet left, and woo, it's really good. Maybe you gotta try it with other, foods, right? You can't just take the sample itself. But yeah, these chicken nuggets are good. I don't know what company it is, but this chicken nugget, this fake chicken nuggets it even tastes healthier somehow. Yeah, Leon. The Burger King burger, the Impossible Whopper, heavenly, man. That's why you only get the hot dog at Costco. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm quite hungry. So if you guys want me to stop eating, if you guys don't like the sound of me eating or talking while I'm eating, please let me know. I'll mute myself. Okay, so AMD here. The chips bill passed. I'm expecting a sell the news type of deal. And we just revisited and remounted the 50 SMA. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have another move lower. But the only thing that's kind of making me not want to trust that analysis is that we have earnings, right? But the thing is, semiconductor earnings have been kind of bearish, okay? And especially with Intel completely screwing themselves over. Okay, so Intel, the quite interesting thing is that Intel has been increasing their revenue exponentially for the past 10 years, right? And they're still doing completely, I don't know what they're doing. And they're doing really bad, and investors are continuously moving away from the stock and they're leaving. Shareholders are selling their positions on Intel, right? And Intel has been around for like over 2 decades, right? Well, more than a decade, I think. More than 2 decades. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they've been here since 1970s or even further back. So, I don't know what the hell Intel is doing, but they have not been able to catch the chip demand that we saw in 2020. As the computer and PC craze that happened during 2020, and they weren't able to capture any big chip movement in the past 5 to 10 years or so. So, Intel is kind of crazy for that, and maybe that's the reason why they needed this chips bill to pass. I'm pretty sure they had a lot of lobbying going on for this bill to pass because it really, if you guys take a look at the bill, Intel is literally the main beneficiary for that bill. So, yeah. Anyways, if you go back to AMD, Intel had some very, very shitty earnings, and their reaction, oh my god. The reaction after hours were horrendous, right? And for a minute or so, Intel was actually holding down the market as Amazon was starting to rocket higher and Apple was starting to move to the upside. So Intel was really just pressing on the markets. You a vegan, Andrew, or sorry, just had a stroke there. Or you rather not eat animal meat, or for health reasons? No. So I do eat meat. I'm a meat lover, but I've been slowly but kind of balancing my meals to kind of move away from red meat because I do have some indigestion problems. I used to have really, really good metabolism. Okay, which is the reason why I stayed skinny all my life, right? And I was able to be very, very skinny fit. But I started to gain a lot of weight the past 2 years. So what happened was, sorry, Command Sparky, I'm just gonna answer this question real quick. I had my appendix removed. I had appendicitis for God knows how long. I had no idea until I had some really, really bad pain, and I had that removed. And after that, something happened with my body. And even though appendixes are not needed at all by the body, like it's literally not needed, right? I studied medicine and biology when I was in school, so it's literally not needed. And somehow after that happened, after that surgery, I am not seeing that same metabolic rate for my digestion anymore, and I've been having huge problems with my diet. So I've been trying to move away from processed meat, processed foods, and I've been doing a little bit better. So it's gonna take some time, but eventually I might want to start looking to fully converting into just good food, whole foods, right? And homemade plant-grown foods that I'm trying to grow, like fruits and vegetables, and possibly just completely remove meat from my diet and just focus on lab-grown meat. Right? So yeah, that's kind of my reason there. I kind of prolong that for too long, but yeah. So Joel, that's your answer for that. Answer for that. But for AMD here, wow, 8 likes. Thank you guys. Can we get to 10 likes? So AMD, like I said, we have earnings coming up, but I don't know if I'm gonna see any positive earnings with AMD. But if earnings was not here, if there's no catalyst coming up, this would be a great stock to look at for a swing into next week. Excuse me. Because first of all, if you guys don't see this, let me show you. Let me just draw it. We have an inverse head and shoulders, right? We have the left shoulder and the right shoulder is forming right now, and then we have the inverted head. Or if you guys don't want to use the inverted head and shoulders, we do have a nice cup and handle. Okay, so this is the cup and the handle, right? So pretty bullish heading into earnings. But like I said, if you guys have watched my video on why you shouldn't trade earnings, okay, go ahead and take a look at that video. But I did mention that just because you have a bullish chart pattern heading into earnings, that doesn't mean that the price is telling you that, oh, the earnings reaction is going to be positive, right? Take a look at Google and Microsoft, right? If you guys take a look at that video, or if you have watched that video, it's the most recent video that I've done prior to this live stream. But you know, you're not going to know what the earnings reaction will be. It doesn't matter if it's positive earnings or negative earnings, or if you have a negative sentiment or positive sentiment on earnings results. It doesn't matter. The earnings reaction, you'll never get it. And if you do get it, and if you try to play earnings, it's most likely 100% attributed to luck. Does everyone understand that? Right? Valerie, you said eat clean instead of plant-based meat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to slowly get into that and integrate myself to that. I think I'll try that. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a lot more beneficial for my body, my skin, and you know, just my overall health. So thank you, Valerie. And hey, welcome back to the live stream. It's good to see you back again since you know, you came in, I think, what was it, this week or last week? I don't remember, but yeah. So I'm gonna stick to trying to eating more clean with vegetable and fruits, but yeah, I am Korean, you know, so I love meat. I love Korean barbecue. I love everything. So I'm trying to lean off of that. I haven't had Korean barbecue in a couple of months, so I've only had it once this year. So so yeah, AMD here, you know, try not to play earnings. If you guys don't know what video I'm talking about, let me give you guys a quick link in the chat. So tomorrow, I think that, to be honest, you can play AMD tomorrow, Commander Sparky. Just wait for that break above 92. Okay, so I would say 92.20 will be a great entry or higher, because the high of today was 92.22. Right, so if you're able to clear the high of today, we can possibly head back to around 94, which will officially close the gap that we made here. Right, so this will be a nice day trade tomorrow if you want to trade it. Also be a nice traditional. So if you guys take a look at the line chart here, this is a nice price trend analysis, right, where we have typical move up higher, pull back, and another move higher until we make another high compared to the last high. Right, and we move on higher and then pull back again, right? So, Command Sparky, definitely watch out for the break above 92.20 and plus, or just a break above the previous high today, which is today's high today. And yeah, that'll be a nice, day trade tomorrow for a Friday. I'll have my alert set up for that, so you guys can see my alert when I type it in the Discord tomorrow. Hey, yeah, Korean barbecue today? Nice. Okay, so, where's my, aha! There it is. Here it is, guys. So if you guys watch it, if you guys like it, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up on this video. There we go. There is that video right there. I'll pin it for you all. Bam. Oh, 9 likes. Oh, almost 10. So that's it for AMD. And I think after AMD was, I think Snow or Snow. Yes. Yeah. So Snow. This one became very, very popular. Because Warren Buffett is in this one. I don't know if he sold any of his stake yet. But Warren Buffett started to buy in after IPO, or he was probably in before IPO or something like that. But if he wasn't, then he was probably in the early days of the IPO, like we saw all the articles coming out and people were talking about, saying, "Oh my God, Snow, Warren Buffett." And you know, usually when Warren Buffett tends to invest in stocks, there is usually like weeks and weeks of that Warren Buffett effect. He literally has a name for the type of moves that he creates on names that he has a stake in, because, well, he does tends to have some really, really big positions as a billionaire investor. But so Snow, I don't know if he's ever going to dollar cost average into this name in the future, but he likes this name. Okay, that's a matter of fact right there. So it's the truth that he likes this name, which is very surprising since this is a software as a service based company, or SaaS. And Snowflake, so far, it hasn't participated at all in the overall market run and tech run, right? So this is telling you something here, that this is a lagger stock, but at the same time, very, very weak. Right, it's a very weak stock, and so far, we're starting to see hallmarks of a base formation. Right, so we have a major level of support, okay, at 113. Okay, roughly speaking. Make that red, make this green. That thicker, there we go. And we have a major level of resistance at 164.50, or if you're on round up, 165 for your own convenience. And what else? That's kind of it. If you want a more specific level for your convenience, I would say 162. Okay, so 162 is a level of resistance currently right now in the base. But so far, if you guys take a look at the weekly time frame, right, we're not moving further down. We're not making new lows, so that's good. Take a look at the weekly RSI, right? We're kind of sticking with staying a little bit weak, which is the reason why I said even if it's a lagger stock, it is showing signs of weakness, and the weekly RSI even tells you that and shows you, right? So I don't even have to look at the RSI, guys. You see that, right? I don't have to look at technical indicators to tell me what the price is telling me, and the price trend is telling me. So yeah, take that out. But Snowflake here, good bounce. Remounted the 50 SMA. It's been holding above the 50 SMA for a couple of weeks, which is amazing to see. And Command Sparky, if you're looking to swing Snowflake, I think there's a good possibility and chance that we can come back to that 162 level and possibly break out above 165. But most likely we can see another rejection at 162, because 165 is a heavy level of resistance. We only retested it once after falling below it, right? So as we're heading up to 162, there's gonna be a lot of selling going on, right? So if you don't want to get chopped up in that, don't swing this name. But with my patience, maybe I can swing this name. So possibly I might trade this name maybe next week, maybe get into a long-term position on this one. Who knows? But so far, ugly looking chart, still in the lows, all-time low area, right? And Snowflake can be a little bit overvalued here. I have to do the fundamental analysis for this one, but from just a gut feeling, this may be a little bit overvalued as a software name. I believe it's also a cybersecurity stock, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. But yeah, that's what I think. You see a flagging intraday. Oh, you're right. That's not bad. That even confirms that basically confirms even more that we can see an uptrend for the next couple of weeks, or maybe even to next week, and possibly head back to 162. So this might just be a good swing name, since it just closed above the 50 SMA again, like yesterday. So, this may just end up being in the sea of a swing and watch for next week. We ought to see. I just don't like the fact that we made a new low from the past couple of weeks, right? So that's kind of ugly. But this might have just been a little bit of a market manipulation by MMs, right? Market makers, so they can grab some more shares at a cheaper price again, right? So who knows? We'll see by next week. But yeah, this one could be a nice day trade tomorrow. So on the 15-minute time frame, if you break above 143.50 tomorrow, that's an immediate entry, and you can take profits at 144.50. Nice day trade there. So maybe like 50 cents for your stop loss, and then that's a nice $1 to $1+ reward from your entry. That'll be a great scalp. Yeah, I like this. I like this flag. Good eye, good eye. If you take a look at the 2-hour time frame as well, not bad. All right, higher lows, higher highs, good reversal. All right, we're the 10 SMA on the 2-hour time frame. Oh, I love it when it does this. When it starts curling upward and it's starting to, support the price higher, right? So, yeah, just watch out. A lot of sellers here, right? You don't want to get chopped up in this, which is the reason why we have such a slow, not slow, very, very small risk to reward ratio that I just provided for you, right? 0.50 cent stop loss to 1 reward, right? 0.50 to 1 risk to reward ratio for a nice quick scalp. So yeah, but if we're able to continue the market run up tomorrow, this can head back possibly to 145, because if you break above 144 and we're able to hold 144 as support, this can have a nice kind of a big move, I would say, well, quote unquote big move back to the 2-hour 50 SMA here. Right, I tend to look at the 10 and 50 SMA on the 2-hour time frames. It's kind of it's personal and subjective thing that I like to do. Okay, you guys don't have to follow this. It's not a strategy. I just like to look at it, the 10 and 50, but because they tend to act as very, very strong levels of support or resistance. So I know for sure we're gonna have a nice rejection at the 50 SMA on the 2-hour time frame. So that's the reason why I think that if we break above 144, we have an impulsive snap back to that 50 SMA and reject below it, or not below it, reject off of it. Okay, so yeah, that's it for snow. Anything else, guys? Anything else? If not, I'm going to cut this live stream for tonight as we're hitting that 40-minute mark. Do you guys know that the live stream was originally for, maybe it's supposed to be around like 30 to 40 minutes? But I usually go around an hour or so. So hopefully you guys aren't getting bored as I continue to talk and talk and talk and talk. I tend to be a great talker when I'm alone. How sad is that? But I am never alone because you guys are here. You guys are here with me. Tesla. Let me tell you a little backstory on Tesla. So, my significant other, she made a great choice to invest in Tesla back in 2020. So, she's up a lot on her shares. She's up over 100% just on equity. Isn't that amazing, guys? Yep. So, I just restarted managing her account. So, very engaged, continue to learn from you every day. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you guys for always accompanying me tonight. Every single night I do a live stream. So, but yeah, guys, my woman, she picked up a lot of stocks. Well, very, very good stocks in my opinion. I won't tell you guys what it is, but very, very good stocks for the long term. And she's up a lot, percentage-wise. Just on shares. That's amazing. Over 100% on shares is crazy. I took some profits for her back in 2021 when it hit all-time highs. So let's see if she if her position on Tesla continues to go back to all-time highs. Who knows? Maybe I'll take some profits if it hits 900. Okay, so Tesla on a broader perspective. Let's see. So, damn it, you sure know how to pick them at a kid. Hey, thank you. That's a compliment. So, Tesla here. Oh, I don't want this. So Tesla, on the weekly time frame, great breakout, right? We remounted the 10 and 21 on the weekly time frame, so that tells you that on the weekly perspective, so kind of the short to long termish, like kind of in between the short term, long term perspectives and term, you know, we have so far a bullish close, it seems like, for this week. Hopefully we don't pull back and completely erase this nice inverted hammer candlestick to the upside. But if you can continue to move up higher, Tesla has, I'm looking at this 880 to 890 level for Tesla for a potential reversal back down. So for Tesla, if you go back to the daily time frame, if you can continue to hold this gap up from earnings, which it did so far, we can see a continued run up back to 880 to 890. And also, if you guys can tell, if we start moving up higher and higher, closer to that 900 psychological level, this 200 SMA is going to start curling downward, right? And why would you think, you know, you might be thinking that, wait a second, Andrew, if the 200 SMA, the major long-term SMA, starts to curl downward, isn't that a bad thing? No, because so far we've been staying underneath the 200 SMA for 3 months plus. Right? So if the 200 SMA is curling downward on a daily time frame, that means the price is looking to break above it. Right? We're coming back to the 200 SMA. This is a good thing. Right? We're coming back to the 200 SMA, and that's going to give us a more probability and a higher chance of us breaking out above the 200 and staying above all the major SMAs and conclusively telling us that Tesla is in a new uptrend. Does that make sense? Right, so I'm going to be looking at the 880 to 890 range. Potentially that'll be a good profit target for next week. Okay, and that'll also align with the weekly 50 SMA as well. Right, hopefully, because the 50 SMA is starting to curl up higher and higher and higher as the price is chasing it to retest it. Okay. Swaggy said, I love that I bought this in 2016. Oh. Damn! Had no idea what I was doing in the stock market, but I heard about them making Tesla more affordable, so I jumped in and then sold for a loss. Ah! if you had equity in stock, you know that's something that you should have just hold, right? But hey, coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? It's always the end all for us every single time, especially with equity. But you know, there's never a wrong time to invest, right? Unless we have such hard and challenging market conditions like we're seeing right now. That's the only you know, I guess factor to factor in when I say that. But yeah, that's what I think for Tesla. And Andrew, Visa's next. V. Yeah, so this is another reason that you guys shouldn't trade earnings, okay, or gamble earnings. Visa had some amazing profits for this quarter, and guess what? The earnings reaction was down, and on this on the following day after earnings, okay, it plunged on earnings day. But obviously, the stock market was moving up higher and higher and higher thanks to FOMC and what Jerome Powell was saying yesterday. So, you know, Visa was saved by that. But so far, Visa is one of the very, very, very strong stocks. Why? Well, because take a look at that, right? It recovered really well, first of all, from COVID, and then it didn't really have a big breakout to the upside, right? But this is a very, very large move anyways for Visa. But after that, it's been kind of holding off the 2020 lows and 2021 lows really well. So I would say keep this on watch. Visa is one of the long-term companies that you want to have on watch. And so far in the weekly time frame, we've been seeing lower and lower and lower volume, right? You're seeing a stair-stepping down in volume, which is always good because it tells us that there's a potential big move in the near-term future where we get another big pop, right? And where's the evidence in that, you say? Well, if you guys see right here, right, where we start stair-stepping down, we see another big pop in volume. And then when we start stair-stepping down, we see another big pop in volume, right? And then, well, this kind of doesn't count, but I expect to see another big pop in volume, right? Now, I don't know if it's going to be to the downside or to the upside, but who knows? But so far, price action wise, we have a very, very nice chart here, relative strength stock here. We're still holding the weekly 200 SMA, which is great after retesting it. And on the daily time frame, if we go back, right, we're kind of basically suffering from the 200 SMA, as we cannot, for the life of God here, we can't seem to reclaim the 200 SMA, as we rejected it multiple times in the past since February of 2022. All right, so for Visa, what I want to see, instead of just automatic rejection, Andrew, to the downside from 200, I want to see a nice consolidation and then a breakout above at least 216. Okay, so 216 is kind of my arbitrary number. If you want an actual level, I would say wait until 218. Okay, break above 218 first, and then we can start heading back above 220s. Does that make sense? Andrew, if you're still in here, so. Spark, you said after hours Tesla closed at 852.80. Oh, that's right. I think it moved like what, almost 11 points after hours then? If I remember Tesla's closing price. Yeah. Yeah, a little over 10 points. Oh, so basically it ended up right at the resistance tier that I have drawn here so far. Huh. That's gonna be an interesting open. So you might want to wait. If we go on the 15-minute time frame, we might be a little bit overbought. Yeah, so we're a little bit overbought here, but we're still staying pretty strong. So that's that. But there might be a little tiny flush in the morning. Who knows? But with Apple and Amazon gapping up, there's gonna be there tends to be a lot of FOMO, especially on Apple. Whether it goes to the downside or to the upside after earnings, but there is that FOMO still left on Apple. I know there's still FOMO left on Tesla after earnings, because you guys saw how it moved 10+%, right? So Tesla here, I would say if it does open up at 852 around it at least, we might see a rejection first and come back down to their previous closing price, right, of 842.70, I think. Yeah, so watch out for that. But yeah, I kind of don't like how we moved a little too fast to the upside, but this is pretty good. I would say continue to watch out for that 880 to 890 profit target for Tesla. Okay, but you know, if you want to risk it, if there's a little tiny dip tomorrow, I would say even grabbing 900 strike calls for next week might be nice. Because Tesla can have a huge run after a nice big earnings run up. Okay, you know, historically, Tesla tends to do really well after a nice big earnings gap up. So, yeah, I mean, Tesla might just be a good swing for the next few days, next few trading days. Okay, and into next week. All right, so that is it for tonight, guys. Wow, we have a lot of viewers today. On and off. Thank you guys for joining. Wow. Oh, we have 9 likes. I'm pretty sure we'll get 10 likes after the live stream is done, but remember guys, 10 likes is the minimum goal for every single live stream. So thank you guys for always liking the video, even before we start. I mean, I've never seen that before when I did my lives, but thank you guys so much for that. That's absolutely amazing. You guys are able to even tap on the like button because you think that you guys are listening to some valuable information, which I always hopefully think that you guys are listening to some valuable information. So thank you guys so much for watching, and you know, it's absolutely heartwarming that you guys are here with me tonight, or every single night that I'm live, and you guys are listening to me as I give you guys some information that will hopefully help you guys become better traders and become you know, absolute killers in the stock market, because I know I've made at least you know, 60 plus people for the time being here great traders. Okay, so I just know that you guys will do well in the next few years. Just continue to move on, never get stuck on any losses, and continue to press on. All right. Andrew, you said I have a massive wedge on Visa near the top now, but don't think it comes down with good earnings and XLF been holding strong, really strong, actually losing and regaining 50-day instantly. Yeah, so XLF, I was also looking at that one as well. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow we get that breakout about for the XLF for the entire financial sector. And Andrew, if you want to look at Visa, if you want to compare a sector or industry, look at QQQ. Okay, Visa is mostly a tech stock. So a little bit of a correction there for you. Okay, so if you want to look at Visa, take a look at QQQ side by side. Okay, the overall tech sector has more of an involvement with Visa and has a more effect on Visa stock price. Okay, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining tonight as usual. And I will be seeing you guys tomorrow as well on Friday, since I did not do a live stream yesterday. So make sure you guys join tomorrow. I know it's a Friday, but I really want you guys to see my perspective on how we end the week tomorrow. And I want you guys to be prepared for next week as well, especially if you guys aren't in the Save Swing Watch newsletter yet, which I highly think that you guys should join, because we're having a 50% off discount for both tier 4 and tier 3, which you guys can find in the description box below. So make sure you guys check that out before all 5, or I guess all total 10 discount codes are gone. Okay, so yeah, Andrew, you're welcome. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. I'm gonna head to the gym, so have a great rest of your night. And remember, guys, work hard and trade smart. Thank you all for joining.